Are you in favor of affirmative action and reparations and all that stuff for blacks?
Yes.
And so, and why? Oh, I already know why, but let me ask, do you think that black people are capable of taking care of themselves, thinking for themselves, and doing for themselves, or do you see them as incapable?
I think they're definitely capable.
But why don't they demonstrate that, and why do you make excuses for them?
Wow, what a loaded question there. I think that blacks are capable. I think that starting around the crack era and the war on drugs, they've purposefully, and I do mean purposefully, been lacking in good role models. They put
if you think that blacks are capable, why do you make excuses for them?
I'm not making excuses for them.
You have a truckload of excuses for them.
No. See, the world that we live in, America that we live in right now, is run by white people. White people have been taught to fear black people for a number of different reasons. I mean, it's just, there's no escaping it,
Why do you make excuses for them if you think that they are capable? Because if you thought that they were capable, you would have no excuses for them. Why do you make excuses? You personally.
I'm not making excuses for
you
black
are. You
people.
have truckloads of excuses.
But is it an excuse if it's true?
It's not true, though.
That's where you and I disagree.
Do you take care of yourself?
Yes, I
and
do
you've
what I
had
can.
you've had to overcome some things in life, right?
Yes.
But yet you got up and you did it. What is different about you than it is the black man or the black people?
I'm not saying, hear me out here. I'm not saying that black people are completely incapable of changing their circumstances, but it's just a fact that if you are raised in a one-parent household, especially a single mother who's always out working and working 2 or 3 jobs to provide for you, your schools have low funding, you have low odds of succeeding, your teachers don't care, your classmates are disruptive. Even the best student, the best pupil, the hardest worker in those scenarios, they're not going to be able to succeed. At the end of the day, it's like 1 in a million,
Whose fault is that she decided to lay up and be a slut and make a baby? That's not the government responsibility. Whose fault is it that she did that?
The point is that you're talking down to her child.
Whose fault is that she made a baby that she couldn't take care of?
So you do admit that depending on your parents' circumstances or your grandparents' circumstances, this and that it can affect how a child turns out.
The parents definitely, whatever the parents are, is what the children will become. But whose fault is it that she would lay up and have a baby that she can't afford?
Let's shift the way we're looking at this thing.
I know, but let's answer that first, and then we'll shift the way you want to shift. Whose fault is it that she decided to lay up and have a baby without being able to afford it, without having a husband?
I mean, I guess you could say it's hers.
You're not sure?
I mean, plenty of people have babies when they can't afford it on a two income household, and then one of those parents either moves, dies, gets shot, goes to jail, whatever, loses a job for many different reasons. She can't afford it.
Whose fault is it that she laid up and had a baby without a husband?
Well, I don't think that's really any of our business, is it?
Yeah, you just said in government, you're giving them excuses why they're the way they are. So it is, because they make it our business by us having to take care of their out-of-wedlock children.
What do you mean, take care of their children?
With our taxes. But let me ask, do you think that it's fair that there are some hospitals that are giving blacks treatment before they would a white person, and it's all based on because of their color? Do you think that's fair?
I don't really care.
Why not?
Because black people have been mistreated, especially by the medical field throughout the history of this country.
So do you think it's fair then that if you were sick and you're white, right? I can't tell by your face.
Yeah, yeah. I know
white.
it's just the makeup, but I am white, I promise.
Anyway, so if you were sick, bad, and then a black person was sick as bad as you, both of you walked into the hospital. Matter of fact, you got there first, and a black person came in right after you, and they said, oh, no, hold up. I got to take care of this black person first. Would that be fair to you?
No, but I probably wouldn't be upset about it.
But it wouldn't be fair?
No, I guess not.
Why not?
Because you're mistreating one person in order to treat someone else better.
So what do you think about the fact that white people are under attack right now and everybody trying to make them the excuse and the enemy? What do you think about that?
What do you mean white people are under attack?
They're called racists. They're called white supremacists. They're tearing down statues of white people. They're throwing books away of white authors. They're blaming white people for everything. Is that fair to the whites?
Look, I'm white, and they've never torn down a statue of me.
Because you don't have one.
If they did have a statue of me, they wouldn't fucking be tearing it down.
And so is it fair that they're destroying white statues and putting up a loser statue like George Floyd? An unemployed drug addict with no job and a criminal record.
George Floyd's death.
No. I know about the death. I'm asking you, is it fair to destroy the statue of white men who founded and created the greatest country on this side of heaven and replace it with an unemployed drug addict with a criminal record statue? Is that right?
I'm here for it. I like it. Because those statues that are getting torn down are slave owners. They were terrible people, you know.
So you're okay with them destroying the white statues and putting up an unemployed drug addict?
I mean, the way you're wording that, calling him an unemployed drug addict.
He was.
I'm sure he was.
With a criminal record. Is it fair to take down statues of... Is it fair to take down statues of men...
That's not why they're putting up statues of him. They're putting up statues of him because his death shook the entire world. It drew attention to a problem that's been festering for decades.
Is it fair to take down, because of time, is it fair to take down men who built the greatest country in the world?
Yes.
And replace it with an unemployed drug addict with a criminal record?
Yeah. Take down the slave owners. Put up the people that cause change, whether it's their life or their death.
Amazing. Yes.